5 minutes and you'll master the art of vintage mini bikes. Hey friends, how you doing today? Dan Przowski from allaboutminibikes.com, and I want to talk about vintage mini bikes with you today. Give you some knowledge that can help you out for buying or for selling or just trying to recreate your own like we're doing. And so I'm going to start this out with my oldest vintage mini bike, which is this 1969 Sears Runabout. And so this right here in 69, it's got a few adaptations that they put on the 1970s, and I want to explain that real quick like to you. So it was vintage left in the way that the handlebars were straight up. There's no bend forward in here, okay? It still had the scrub brake. Push down, the scrub brake would rub against this rear tire, and then that's how that would stop that. But like there, I've got a cover for this, it's not there. But one of the things in the vintage, actually the year before this, were these plates on here. This plate right here, that was not on there the year before, okay? And they put those on there because what it did was it stopped it from breaking up here or there. It also made it easier to do the weld, top and bottom in here. So the early mini bikes basically had the scrub brake, they were straight barred, had a short seat. Why a short seat? You want a short seat because if the person's sitting back, way back here, it'd make it too easy to wheelie, fall over backwards, and hurt yourself, all right? So that's our 1969. So we'll go up to 1973. I just picked this one up, haven't cleaned it or anything. It's a JCPenney Pinto mini bike, the golden Pinto mini bike that's the foremost. And this right here is in 1973. And you can see here in 73, they had just what I was telling you about those brackets right here. Because let's face it, kids were going to jump and run over things. But if you'll take a notice, the handlebars here, they've got the bend in there now. So with that bend in there, it goes forward and it gives you can back up a little bit now. You can go forward and it gives you leg room and more of that. Folding foot pegs on this one right here. You see that? In case you're turning, it's wider out. It wouldn't catch the ground. It would go backwards. Where in here, the foot pegs are very, very short over here. Why? Because again, if you're doing a sharp turn and that catches, boom, you're going down. So this is how things evolved. This vintage mini bike is kind of really cool because it has most of the original parts. We still got the chain guard on here. The setup, everything there is missing very, very little. The exhaust pipe on here is one. And I think it had a kickstand on here. But because I'm not totally up and onto that, I can't be sure. But I'm pretty sure it had a kickstand. It looked like that would be down there. But again, it had the scrub brake on here still. I believe later on they had both the scrub brake because all of a sudden standards by law needed it to stop better. So then they were putting on another brake. The other brake they were putting on was a drum brake. So this here is our homemade mini bike. Totally from scratch, bent the tubes, did everything for this. And we've got the drum brake on here. Now the drum brake, it's a little bit, what I would say, more secure than a scrub brake because on the scrub brake, you got to hit it down and hit it hard. And if the wheel would be wet, then you might not get the stopping power that you wanted. I do want to show you two things about the tires. On your very early models, see these tires, and they're pneumatic, meaning they're air, but they're it's a tougher, harder rubber. They're small. So you didn't get a lot of what I would say, it was shocking you as you're running over bumps. The tires got a little bit bigger and softer as time went on. And so that took a little bit, absorbed some of the shock, more so than that one. And on this one here, I'm running TriStar 8-inch wheels, and you just have the air in there just right. And even though we don't have shocks on here, it will absorb that. It gives you actually a really good ride. And I did forget to mention on this JCPenney here that it had shocks on the back. Hook this seat, and it would give you a little bit of a cushion there. So again, it went in then later on to the drum brakes on here. The handlebars, like us, we put this forward. Had to have chain guards on there, actually safety. We've got the folding foot pegs down here also that are adjustable. Could actually bring it out about another 2 inches if you wanted to. Anyway, that's there. And then the last one we have here still is the one that we're building right now based off of that. We've got a 79cc Harbor Freight motor on here. On this one here, this is our number 1 build. We got number 2. We're doing number 3 right now. We're keeping number 1, number 2. We may take number 3 build that we have. It'll all be stamped. And on the number 3 build, we may just take that off to the highest bidder. And then after that, they'll just start sales, hopefully by the end of this month, March. But again, in here, this frame here is a little less in depth than this one here. It holds a 79cc motor. You could put the 212. I hate putting 212s on little mini bikes. I just don't like going 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, especially mini bike riding to me is 25, 30 miles an hour is fast enough. So that's just a quick breakdown about vintage mini bikes. If you have questions, comments, put it in there. I know I didn't hit everything in here, but I tried to keep this to 5 minutes. What do we add on there? 5 minutes, so just keeping it to it. And we'll do more talks and exploring about that later on. But anyway, thanks for watching. Questions, comments, leave it below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And go to our website also, allaboutminibikes.com, because as we start selling these mini bikes, that's where they will be at, and there will be a roller frame. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Please share. Have a great day.